ale, so I think that's what we had.
There you go. Then I will say that's what you were having. And at this point, everyone is starting to join up with you and Kariki up in the stands now that the competition for that day is over. There were 10 different fights, and Animaeus won his, and the one Tiefling was the only person of note who Animaeus may have a concern about. Everyone else seems like they're, your pretty standard fighter that he may have a leg up. Tarus introduced himself to Vriamu, the Naga across the way, and they were able to come to the conclusion that there will be an archery tournament this year because the Cetessans have made a case for it. And while you and Kariki are still sitting in the stands, Animaeus, Tarus, and Vriamu come up simultaneously. And you tell me how drunk Kariki is.
Believe it or not, Creaky knows how to hold his ale. He's aware. He's not. I would say he's okay. I didn't drink him under the table, but he held his ground.
Good.
I'm not that mean to poor Kariki. He might not remember what happened, but he's okay.
Okay, so your companions are approaching from opposite directions in the stands. And you notice Animaeus coming from one side and Tarus and Big Snaky Boy coming from the other way.
Claw's gonna keep his eyes on the Naga because they haven't met yet, and I'm just like, what kind of pet did Tarus bring back? Type thing.
Funny you should say that. But yeah, so I definitely am. Tarus is definitely going to mention to Vriamu that that they don't particularly appreciate being called slaves since they're more like indentured servants. So if they say anything, like if you mention slaves and they say that they're not, then that's what they mean. So just don't worry about
it. So you allow them to call themselves whatever they please?
And Tarus is going to shrug and say, I found they serve better that way. It inspires loyalty.
I see. I'll think on that.
How far away from the Claw are you when you say this?
Far enough that I don't want him to hear my excuses.
You don't want him to, or could he possibly?
Well, they took out my century. So I mean, we were probably discussing this all the way back from the archery, so
okay.
My passive perception's 12. I'm gonna say I do not hear it.
Okay.
So yeah, but I am gonna walk over towards Claw and be like, Claw, Animaeus. Wow. Not Animaeus. Claw, Kariki. This is my new friend Vriamu. You may notice that he is very much like us, a traveler in distant lands.
Hail well met, slaves.
Tariq just go like immediately just like just rub his eyes together, just like.
Claw was going to nod and greet, and as soon as he said slaves, he's just gonna put his cup back down and just kind of glare at Tarus.
Therese is going to shrug and shake his head like, oh.
It's the simple humor that's that's enjoyable.
Claw's gonna take a big sip of his drink and just
You're,
kind of
you're
lean
slaves
back
are
in his
rather
chair.
rude here, goblin.
Wait, what?
I said your slaves are rather rude here, goblin. No greeting, no obsequience. Ma, you are a lax master.
Therese is just gonna be like, I don't know if we've gotten off on the right foot. And he's gonna like look down at the Naga's tail and just be like, or however that colloquialism goes in where you're from. And he's gonna look back and say, yeah, I figured we should all meet since we are all, and like he's gonna like look around to see if there was anyone close by of importance, and if not, he's gonna be like able to travel across the blind eternities. So it's but yeah, is Kariki okay?
Yeah, he's happy. Just leave him be.
You even
Hey,
allow your slaves to drink?
We went over that beforehand. That's not fair. Now you're just trying to get me in trouble.
I have, yeah.
Have I walked up yet?
yeah, yeah. I would say you begun to approach as Claude decides that he's not going to introduce himself.
So like as soon as Therese sees Animeus, he's gonna turn and be like, ah, Animeus, excellent fighting, my friend.
Eh.
Well,
Even
you
though,
did such a stunning introduction, I couldn't let you down.
Can't take Titan.
And Therese is gonna like put up his hands in like a palm forward, and he's gonna say, "She seemed to be a little bit of a handful, wasn't she?" And he's gonna like flex the tips of his fingers in a groping motion.
I could have used a hand with her.
Me, I could use too.
Animeus, Vrianu,
Oh, yeah.
Vrianu,
I
Animeus.
I see you got a new pet. Who's this?
Ben, you best watch your mouth, little man.
Therese is just gonna like immediately like just shake his hands like side to side. She's like, no. This is my friend, Riamu. You might be able to tell that he is
How tall
similarly
is-
capable to us.
How tall is Rihanna?
Tall or long?
Tall. As he's like
I think
standing.
6 foot.
Okay, yeah, I'm 8 foot. So
But
when
I'm-
you say little man, I just deadpan.
But I'm 18 feet long,
This makes sense.
and my character weighs like 500 pounds.
He's thick with two C's.
So my character, even though you may be tall, you're still little.
Would you say he's as thick as a bowl of oatmeal?
No, I said he's thick with two C's.
Yeah, so as thick as a bowl of oatmeal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he seems fun.
That'll make it hard for Loki.
There we go.
See, I'm a really big snake man.
I'm getting to the point where I can do that.
That's a cool picture. I love how you guys are just walking around and nobody's freaking the fuck out.
Well, at this point, Vriamu has been in Akros for a good little while. I'll let him decide that. And so they've kind of grown accustomed to Vriamu being in the city.
And they just think I'm a. Well, they think I'm a male Gorgon.
Yeah.
Claus is gonna sit in his chair and quietly finish his drink.
Therese is going to just like sneak around and grab a cup and pour some for himself.
And this whole time, Creaky's been searching for the hammer that is on his hip, but he cannot seem to figure out where he left it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Are you saying he's not worthy?
Well,
Everyone saw Endgame, right?
Nope.
What?
no spoilers. I've seen it.
I don't care.
seen
Go ahead.
Oh.
I've heard enough about it.
YouTube, close your ears.
Spoiler alert.
I've seen it.
This isn't Nani. It's zero.
But-
guys.
But no, yeah, so now that everyone has been introduced, Teresa's going to come back and take a sip and say, so when is the next bout planned? Do you have the night off, or should we expect another showing?
Animeus, they told you that the next round is going to happen tomorrow morning. And then there will be a couple of hours of rest time between that round and the final 2 rounds.
Okay.
All right. Well then,
Yeah, we've got time.
Loki's up by there.
all right, then perhaps we should
It's not-
retreat towards, or not retreat. Perhaps we should return to.
I don't know. I know she
Shit, I forgot his name.
completely.
Hef.
Hef, yeah. Yeah, we should return to Hef's estate and
Does it have a grotto?
exchange some tales.
He just turned invisible.
I bet my snake man would like to hang out in a grotto.
How do you feel about the Vienna?
The sausages, the people, or the city?
I meant the race, but sure.
The people. I mean, they're all right, I guess. Not the best warriors, but decent enough, I guess.
Also, Vriamu, during your stay, you have actually been put up in the Temple of Farika that is in
Good job, everyone.
the temporary housing district, because Akros has a fairly large district on the lower side of the canyon where all the travelers are able to stay whenever they come to the games. And Farika's temple is down there because they administer aid and things for the travelers.
So I can show them my room on the way.
Yeah, that'll work.
Come, I will show you my room.
All right. I'm going to follow behind and indicate for the others to hopefully do the same.
Monk, that woman with the axes, she's going to defeat you.
Terus is gonna like scratch his chin and be like, "She did seem like she would be more of a worshiper of Mogus rather than Iroas, though."
Indeed. However, I think her demonstrated skills may be more than enough.
It'll not be an easy fight, that's for sure. But I think Animeus can pull it out. Well, no, and he's like immediately gonna raise his hands and be like, "Not like that, not like that."
Never.
Apparently, they are slaves. They don't even converse when spoken to.
Did he just say that?
Yeah.
Slaves? Who's slaves?
Apparently, you. I mean, I asked you a question, your master answered for me.
Master? I look I look at Tarus.
He is pointedly not making eye contact.
Kariki's just going to. It will find his hammer, give out a hearty laugh, big laugh, and just be like, "Your balls deep in trouble, Truce," and then take a break.
Ice starts to creep across my skin, and the air around me gets a bit frosty. Want to explain this master thing to me, Tarus?
We can explain all the backstory stuff once we get to his place.
God, chill out, Animeus.
That rocks fall, Dune dies. So lead the way, Ryamu.
All right. And I'm slithering.
Teresa's following behind and he's moving his head side to side.
Freaking aristocrats walking behind a goose.
Okay, so everyone is kind of shuffling out of the arena at this point. Kariki's struggling to get a stable hold on the what's left of the keg. It's a little awkward now that it's half full, so he's dragging it out behind you, taking up the rear. So you are traveling through Akros. It's very busy at this point because all the events that were going on have let out, and there are a lot of people moving along with you toward the Travelers District. And once you get down there, the only building that is separate from the rest is Pharika's Temple, and it has two large statues of a Gorgon holding a like a mortar and pestle in one hand and like a potion vial in the other, and they mirror each other. And it has kind of the same structure of all the other temples, big columns and such things. And but the rest of the buildings are very close to each other. They're pretty small. They're like 15. Let me see if like 20 by 40 buildings that have one entryway that are facing each other. And as a matter of fact, I'll just show you this. Yeah, this is about what the district looks like. Very tightly packed. A few storage boxes. Entrances are on these sides. But the Temple to Pharika is standing on its own, up against the wall.
This way, I'm quartered in the temple. They believe me to be some member of Pharika's court. and she has not disagreed.
I don't see the resemblance.
Me neither. They have the weird hair. I still don't believe it's not their children.
So I think we're gonna follow you back till we get to your room, and
Yeah.
Teresa's gonna be like, "So, how'd you end up finding yourself on Theros of all places?"
I was born and trained on a plane that we call Amonkhet. There, everyone is trained to be a warrior, and we vie for the favor of the gods through combat. The winner is executed, depriving us of their power. I'm not really sure why we continued to train, other than it was for the mythical god Pharaoh's favor. However, he has been gone for many, many ages. And I personally don't see the point in dying in the favor of some lost god. So I was exiled. During my exile, I fought many enemies in the desert. However, I came across an enemy that was very strong. It was fast. And when I entered combat with it, it was at the edge of overpowering me.
Really tired.
And I was suddenly, hang on one second.
Little baby.
And I was stricken unconscious and awoke on an empty world. I saw not plants nor animals, nor my foe, nor the sands of the desert. And I realized that there was a power within me that, when accessed, allowed me to leave this plane. I attempted to find my way back and sought out to feel the power of the gods to guide me. And I thought I felt the power of the gods. However, instead, I ended up here with different gods. After I arrived here, I found this strange ring. I'm going to show him the ring. It's made of a very strange metal.
You guys recognize it as the ring that Ashiok dropped.
So is that the ring that?
Yeah, it's the one that oh my god, Sam's character had. I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
Akira, yeah.
Akira.
That Akira had, yeah.
So Teresa's gonna see that and then look to the other members of the party and be like, "Akira must be pretty clumsy."
Who is this Akira?
I believe he was the one who dropped that ring. He was a companion of ours who traveled with us and fought with us, but he very recently had to leave the plane to attend to other matters. So
After joining the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Short, yellow man, red bike.
Wah wah.
Well, how did his ring end up outside the gate?
That's the last place. That's where he parted ways with us. So he must have accidentally dropped it during his planeswalk.
Well, does anyone know what it does?
She wants some more. I used to know what it did. It's been a while.
It actually amplifies your attunement to the blind eternities.
That's what it was. Trying to find my notes. Lucas's D&D notes.
Not yours. You're driving me nuts, Jaina.
Which ring was it?
Lazatep ring.
Jaina, come pick this up and put it in here. Pick it up.
Yeah,
It's a Lazatep band and a black pearl with white swirls in it.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong.
Sweetie. Maybe later.
Aw.
Okay? Later, okay?
That makes me sad. She was like, "I want to talk. Can I talk to Devin?" No. Oh. Oh man. Yeah, I cannot find my my notes anywhere.
Sounds like a problem I have consistently.
Well, unfortunately I was cleaning out my my Google Docs account, like just trying to clean it up a little bit, and I accessed a removable hard drive, and apparently my Google Docs decided to save all of those documents as recently opened. So now all the stuff that I used to have on top is somewhere in the middle.
Oh, that's no good.
So I'll have to find it later.
I'm going to put the ring back on my finger.
But yeah, I would tell you what we figured out it was able to do, which I believe was it was able to increase your casting time for planeswalking.
Oh yeah, I don't think I gave Ryamu that spell.
Nope.
Nope.
But yeah, so Therese would just kind of like listen intently to your story and then just be like, well, we come from very different places as well, each of us having our own origin stories, but the thing that seems to have tied us together is that when we were here, we after we made it to Theros, we traveled the area for a while and effectively found ourselves in the employ of Farah. We, after some pretty grueling fights, we managed to wrestle the city of Miletus away from Ashiok, the Dreamweaver, who sought to try and ascend into godhood through use of dreams and manipulating the people. Since then, we've traveled essentially all over Theros, doing all sorts of different things. But one of our goals is to attempt to meet with Perforos and maybe have him forge for us a new weapon so that we could go up to Nyx and kill Heliod.
Mm, I see. What kind of weapon?
And Therese is going to shrug and be like, whatever does the job. I wouldn't figure it would. I figured it'd be easier to let Perforos decide on what he was inspired to make, rather than trying to dictate to a god what he should create for us.
See, that does seem sensible.
And then Kariki is going to relay to him again what Ifara said whenever he met with her before about Perforos still in the throes of basically dementia because of Krufix, and Ifara saying that she was going to help keep Perforos in line whenever they visit, and about the constructs that Perforos is just making mindlessly that are wandering around in his dwelling in Mount Valus.
He sounds powerful. He would make a good fight. But I've been told challenging gods to fight here is heresy and offensive.
It's generally frowned upon, yeah. Which is why we wish to. We want to have every advantage in our favor before we take on Heliod.
All right, then tag. You're it. Poopy diaper right here.
Hang on, guys.
Rip.
I don't think I missed anything in the explanation of Perforos and his
back
deal,
there.
did I?
Not really.
Okay.
Jeremy said he has to be right back. Apparently, his wife tagged him in for the poopy diaper duty.
Fun. Hey, at least she didn't do what Danielle used to do and throw the dang thing at me, telling me to throw it away.
But oh man. So yeah, Jeremy Vigramu was saying that it sounds like it would be a good fight, but that fighting the gods is generally considered heresy here.
Oh yeah.
And Tarus was like, yeah, it's generally frowned upon.
Ooh. Excuse me. I'm kind of confused as to why there are no images of anything that has anything to do with Farika except snake bites. Like even from everything in like going through the entire image gallery for Theros Born of the Gods and Journey into Nyx, there's like nothing that's not just straight up a Gorgon or a snake bite. She's underrepresented, and I don't like it. There's like a centaur.
All right, sorry about that. I'm back.
Pharika, God of Affliction, Extinguish All Hope, Nyx Infusion, Temple of Malady, Aspect of Gorgon, Asphyxiate, Lifeblood Hydra, Necrobite, Pharika's Chosen, Pharika's Cure, Pharika's Disciple, Pharika's Mender, Squelching Leeches, and Viper's Kiss. Yeah, Pharika's Chosen is a snake biting somebody. Viper's Kiss is a snake biting somebody. Leeches are disgusting. Render is a snake person. Disciple is a centaur. Cure is more snakes. Necrobite is more snakes. Lifeblood Hydra looks a lot like snakes. Asphyxiate. I don't see any snakes. Aspect of the Gorgon is a bunch of snakes. Malady is a land. Nyx Infusion has Pharika on it. Extinguish All Hope has Pharika on it. Pharika has Pharika on it. Yeah, she's all of her cards are basically just, hey, look, a snake.
Yep.
Snake, snake, it's a snake, 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 it's a snake.
Badger, 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 badger.
It wasn't a snake the first fucking time. All right. So, so Tarus is just gonna be like, he's gonna, after telling you basically like how we were doing this and our what we had intentioned. Tarus is just be like, well, you seem to be a fairly proficient fighter since you come from a race of warrior people. And we did currently just recently lose one of our members who had to depart. So we could always use an additional companion on our trip if you believe that challenging a god might be in your future.
More than likely. If I can learn to kill the ones here, then maybe I can learn to kill the ones on my own plane.
Tarus is going to nod and say, yeah, I mean, job transferring skills are important.
That'd be something to put on your resume.
So if you have me, I will join you.
And Tarus is going to like extend his hand and say, with pleasure.
Excellent. However, I will not be one of your slaves like these others.
This is going to like wince.
Okay. We're gonna.
But miraculously, Kariki is still standing, holding the keg, and he's just going to be like, good choice, and take another drink.
So you guys are really not doing anything to dissuade my character from assuming you guys are his slaves, like he said. Damn. Like the monk just lets Tarus answer the questions, and the other guy is just like, yeah, good choice, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put an end to the slave thing right here and now.
I mean, are you going to? What are you going to say?
Yeah.
He's waiting on you to take over, Animeus. Or Tarus.
This is my chair.
Yes, for Daddy's chair. Yes, for Daddy's chair.
Yeah, sit right here.
Yes, for Daddy's chair.
Get off of Daddy's chair. He is Daddy.
Yes, for Daddy.
If he doesn't use the chair, who will?
She wants me to get up so she can sit down. I don't know why, because it's never worked in the past, but
But yeah, so Tarus is fine with just letting this ride. Like, if he wants to mistakenly believe that this is the case, I mean, you all know you're not slaves, or you think you're not. And Tarus knows you're
Daddy, why are you talking?
not. So,
Daddy, why are you talking? Daddy, why are you
so
talking?
he's perfectly fine if you guys want to figure something out. But if you want to correct him, I mean, He could probably just eat me. I'm
All
tiny.
right.
I'm-
I
So Anu's gonna be like, let's get this straight. He snaps his fingers and deadens the air around both of you so that you can't talk back. I don't know about the rest of these guys, but no man, mortal or god, is master of me. Been
I
there,
just want to be clear
done
about
that.
something.
Never.
Did he just cast a spell in Farika's temple without permission? That seems like a bad idea.
We'll see where this goes.
Well, yeah, we'll
Mama
see.
needs that for a reason, Jaina. Leave it be.
Wait, did you cast like a zone of silence on me or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Terus is just gonna like go to say something, realize he's silenced, and he's gonna cross his arms.
You know what? I could get used to this.
I mean,
Yeah, Tarus, you're gonna be in timeout for that for the rest of the day.
my character attempts to say something.
Be right back, looking up what spells don't require verbal components.
My character's going to assume that he is under attack, and he's going to reach for his sword.
Terus, seeing you going for the sword, is going to like raise a hand up and just like, no, it's fine. And he's gonna turn to Animeus. One finger is going to go up on the hand, and you can guess which one it is.
That's that's why you can't.
But then he's going to like
Sorry, I don't know sign language, actually. So.
but then he's going to hold his palm out, and he's going to cast minor illusion to create a set of images and just like pantomime out to you that like it's going to show a picture of you casting the spell. There's going to be a giant red circle with a line through it over top of it, and then there's going to be the letter N, and then it's going to show a picture of Farika's temple. This is what we just saw coming in from outside.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
I mean, it's also a rule I just broke, but I couldn't exactly talk, so.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna point that out. You just did it too.
Terus gonna like look at his spell, look down for a second, look back at his spell, and just like he goes to say an expletive that you can't hear. Oh, but
I don't know. I think this is worth it.
Okay, I was muted. There, in this room with you, like in just outside of Riama's chambers, there is a centaur walking past, and they see these spells going on, kind of, and they try to step into the area to tell Vriamu to get your friend under control, but no sound comes out, and they look very confused and very frustrated.
I think minor
going-
illusion is the only spell I can cast.
So they're just gonna put their hands up, like, kind of a half shrug, and then they're gonna point to you two and do like the cut it out symbol with like their hand at their neck.
Like Tarus is gonna like clench his fists around the illusion to make it stop, and he's gonna look a little bit sheepish and like give them a quick bow.
I'm gonna look at them, look back at Tarus, look back at them, and then sigh deeply, and be like, all right. Snap my fingers again.
Look here, if you cast another spell on me, I will end you.
I snap my fingers again, and before he finishes his sentence,
I mean, my character's gonna draw his sword.
Are you actually doing that?
yeah.
Meanwhile, Claw's just back here finishing his drink, just watching everything go down.
The centaur notices what's going on and immediately starts backing away.
As you go to cast that, this time Tarus will like just his hands will come up with two fingers, and he's just going to just strike through your spell with a counter spell.
Wait, you have counterspell?
I do. Zone of Truth, I believe, is a second level spell, so it's just going to fail.
I snap the other finger and do it anyway.
How many of those do you have?
It's a cantrip.
Zone of Truth is a cantrip?
Nah, it's something I created.
Oh, the Zone of Silence.
Yeah, Zone of Silence.
It's got the crow.
That's a strong freaking cantrip.
Here.
No, baby, no. And
Fix it, please. Fix it, please.
I thought it was just actually like the spell Silence.
How does that even read? I forgot what I sent you, Tyler.
Let's see. There's a button for that.
Oh,
Oh,
that's completely different.
It's what the people in Phoenix, the Phoenix's people did to deaden the air around you.
Gotcha. So it's not I can't talk inside of it. It's if I talk inside of it, no one outside of the zone can hear it.
and
Yeah.
we can't hear him from inside of it.
You were
So-
doing this all wrong, and I let you do it.
Okay, so
So yeah, you would have just been mouthing words to each other the whole time. If you cast it around their heads while you were outside, you just wouldn't have done anything except made them be like, "What are you even trying to say?"
yeah, like we still would have been able to talk to each other, but then
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been able to hear us, and we wouldn't have been able to hear you.
For this, I'm just going to thank you. This spell is a lot more hostile
Sweet.
than you can't talk.
Yeah.
A lot less hostile, rather.
Yeah, so okay, so that's gonna change basically everything that just happened.
Yeah. Let us revert to
Reverse.
yeah to the point in time where you were going to cast this. Does it still make sense?
So when you were going to cast this spell, Animeus,
All right, come on.
to get me to not talk,
It's not fun.
did you just like
Come on.
set it so that
Plug in your tablet.
the bubble is around me and not
It is time.
touching Vriamu or you?
Yes, let's do it that way.
Okay.
So that way, Vriamu still heard my explanation. And then when he tried to respond, I moved the bubble so that he was in it too.
No, I don't know if he would have responded like that if he had been silenced, though. Or if he hadn't have been silenced. So yeah, we should just like revert. So you basically said no man is master over me. No man or immortal or god or anything is master over me. And you'd silenced me. So Vriamu, what would you have responded to that with?
Nothing. It's none of my business.
Okay. So I think at this point, like, Tarus would have been like, wait, what is he? And like go to say something and then realize that he can't hear anything you guys are saying. And he's going to just like look annoyed for a moment. And I don't think I would have done the minor illusion then if I had any other option. So I probably would have just like stepped forward so that I was within 10 feet of you. And then at that point, I would have been like, I don't think they particularly appreciate people casting spells in the temple. You could get us into some trouble here, Animaeus.
Blah, blah, blah. Gods and their rules. And I snap my fingers and the bubble disappears.
Drew's going to be like, I don't think it's the god as much as, you know, the people who work with the god and have a very extensive knowledge of poisons and how to use them.
I look around. You have a good point.
Anyway, so now that that's cleared up, I think we should step back over to the Temple of Afara, or not the Temple of Afara, back to Hugh's place, because I left some interesting things with one of his scholarly friends. So, are you muted again?
Outside of the non-spellcasting zone.
Are you here, Luke?
Sorry, I was muted again.
Yep.
Okay, so you're recommending that everyone go back to Hef's place.
Yes. Now that we have officially added another member to our party.
Sorry, I unmuted myself and accidentally turned the volume all the way down. What did you say?
All right. I get it. You deadened the air around me. It's funny. Yeah, okay.
It wasn't intentional this time.
No, so now that we have added a new member to our party, Therese was saying that we should head over to Mr. Hefner's place and try and see if perhaps the scholar friend has done all of his experimenting yet.
Okay, so at this point, it is still the same day. So he said it was going to be about a day's work. So if you want to go check up on him, see what progress he's made, go for it and see if Hef has done anything more to progress the Wizards Guild's part of the competition.
Yeah. Figure we could pop in, see if Homeboy still has his eyebrows and if Hef's gotten back on track at all.
Okay, so is everybody on board with going back to the Wizards Guild?
Yeah, fine by me.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so you all make it through your make it through the city on your way back to the Wizards Guild. It is starting to get dark at this point, and Nyx is just barely poking through the the clouds and the waning daylight. And Vriamu will be greeted by several people, just, hey, how's it going, whatever. And then a lot of people recognize Animaeus.
Do you mute again?
Did we lose Luke?
And tomorrow, these things.
Oh,
I am
wow.
just
Hey, you're back.
difficult, I guess. Yay. What was the last thing you heard?
They recognize Animaeus.
Okay, yeah. Recognize Animaeus. Give him a few compliments on the fight. Good luck tomorrow. Things of that nature. And Claw is still consistently getting sideways looks this whole time.
I mean,
It's the
we
feeling.
have a very interesting party. Yeah.
Okay, about 3/4 of the way there, you pass this brothel bar type deal. There are women standing around outside trying to get people to come in, and there's one fella outside
Hey,
who
I've been
is
through the establishment.
anyway. There's one fella outside, and he is particularly intoxicated. You can tell that he's had a little bit more than he should, and he's stumbling around, and he notices Claw first out of all of you, and he's going to stumble down the steps of this place and like stop in front of you and be like, "Hey, pussy lips, what are you doing here?" He's gonna point at Claw, and his hand is just gonna kind of go limp, and he's struggling to keep himself up. He's like, "Your kind ain't welcome in here. You need to get shoo."
Claw's just kind of stop in his tracks and look at him in a very calm manner. He's gonna say, "I'm a liaison from Keranos. I am here on a religious matter. You do know who Keranos is, right?"
Of course, I know who that bolt buster is. You ain't good enough for none of the gods. You're just street kitties. You go chase some rats.
Can we please fucking group up for more than 5 freaking seconds?
I'm gonna step forward.
Well, step is a strong word.
I'm going to move forward, kind of into this guy's space a little bit. And what about me, little man? Are you saying that my kind aren't welcome?
He didn't even notice you until you were like 5 feet away from him. And
How do you not?
this man is really drunk.
He's got tunnel vision out the
Yeah,
ass.
yeah. So until like you move in between him and Claw, he'll like look up, see you, and he just like falls flat on his behind, and he looks up at you, and he's like, "But he's a cat man."
And he is my companion. And to disrespect my companions is to disrespect me, little man.
Just fine. And then he'll just lay down and immediately start snoring in the middle of the street.
I'm going to look back at Claw. You are within your rights to kill this man.
Thank you, but I did not need any help. Claw's going to drag him to where he's kind of leaning against the side of the building and continue on walking forward. Basically, so he's not just like completely passed out in the middle of the walkway. the road, whatever you want to call it.
A few onlookers notice this, and yeah, with your passive perception, you hear a few people whispering to each other about how they're surprised that you didn't lash out at him. Like there must be good with the Leonin. Like why, he deserved to get his nose knocked in. You still had the restraint, so there's some things going on like this in the crowd. And
Therese is going to resist looting the body.
so as you move away, some other half drunk people come out of the place, and they see it's him, don't realize what's going on, and they start messing with him because he's passed out.
I'm not gonna try to save him or anything. I'm just gonna continue walking on. I'm not gonna save him from his buddies.
Yeah, we're just gonna continue on. Like,
Yeah, like nothing happened, really.
dude's a racist asshole, but that's something that I think all of our characters at some point or another have dealt with.
Yep. So, okay, so you continue on your way through the city. Things are starting to die down a little bit. People making their way into their homes, and by the time you make it to the Wizards Guild, it is completely dark now, and Nyx is in full display, and the usual stuff is going on. Different gods getting in their own Nyxly business, and Iroas is, standing proudly directly above Akros, with just sitting on a throne observing the city from his celestial seat. And but for the most part, nobody really pays it too much mind. They're just going on about their business. And once you come up the steps to the guild, hold on a second. Let me find Hef here. I have misplaced him. Yep. The two people who were basically putting up with Hef the last couple of times that you came through are now long gone, and Hef is sitting at a desk outside under the stars of Nyx, just like writing furiously in this notebook and mumbling to himself, like just incoherently, and he doesn't even notice your approach.
Therese is just gonna be like, so how's the organization coming? Hef?
Hef is obviously startled, and he'll like the quill is gonna go flying out of his hand, and he'll just like, "Dang it, Steve! Dang it. Okay. Hello, Truce. Welcome back."
Therese is gonna mage hand the quill back to him.
He's like, "Ha, mage hand." So he's been like, "We've actually made a whole lot of progress. I've got something figured out." So I think, as far as Zoltan's concerned, we can start the day after tomorrow if things go well. But we've got this whole arena zone figured out, and we've got an anti-magic sphere figured out, and we've got a point system figured out, and it's going to be fantastic. Oh, I'm so excited! And he's just like shaking, like with excitement.
Therese is just gonna grin and be like, this is good news. If we can get this underway, then supposedly they would be able. We have apparently set the stage so that other competitions can be considered as well. The Setessans and our new friend Vriamu here, and Teresa's going to point to the giant snake man that I don't know how Hugh missed the first time. Are looking about maybe trying to enter an archery tournament, since the bow is not considered one of the standard weapons allowed in the tournament.
And he says, "Oh, that's fantastic!" And oh, Vriamu, he'll just like gesture out to you. This guy, I don't know if you were part of it, but he is very over the top. Arms filling everywhere when he talks, like a wizardly Doc Brown or some kind of nonsense like that. So just arms everywhere when he's speaking. So like, you're Vriamu, right? The weird Gorgon who showed up. Sorry. You are awesome. I've never seen anyone like you before. You're fantastic. Nice to meet you. I'm Hephaestus. And he'll just like walk up like he never even said anything, you know, to insult you, and just hold his hand out to shake your hand.
Pleased to meet you. I'm a Naga, not a Gorgon.
Yeah, he just kind of cocks his head to the side and says, "Naga, I'm not familiar with the term. Can you explain the difference to me?"
Gorgons are female and have the snake hair. I have 2 penises and a hood.
And Hephaestus, he just like immediately lets go of your hand, finger guns. He's like, "Hey, come from the hood. I like it." He's like, "Makes sense, makes sense." I'm a little bit envious, but I mean, you know, I don't even get to use the one I got, so double the waste. So I mean, whatever. To each their own.
Teresa's just like standing up to the side, just like, oh god, what have I done?
The Gorgons at my temple are fascinated with mine.
And he's like, "Oh, really? So do you guys tie each other in knots?" It brings new meaning to the word kinky. I like it.
Very large knots.
Large knots or large nuts? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
Knots.
Ah.
My kind do not have the testicular weakness of yours.
It's difficult to measure how much sex he's been getting. It's literally off the scale.
We have reached our pun limit for the day. 5 minutes. Naughty boy. He says, "Well, as much as I'd love to learn about the sexual habits of Naga and Gorgon, I think I'm just going to leave that one be. But, Truce, I have good news for you. I believe that Finnick is almost finished with the enchantment that you ordered."
Oh, really? Teresa's just gonna like, well, pleasure to see you again, Hef, and everyone else. This is the Mages Guild, so make yourself at home. I will be right back. And Teresa's just like, as quickly as his tiny legs will carry him, he is just going to walk, just power walk away towards Finnick. Finnick, I choose you.
Okay, so upon Terusa's departure, is there any other interaction that anyone wants to have with Hef before he gets back to his frantic, note taking?
No, we'll let the man work.
Yeah.
Okay, so upon entering the hallway and taking the left to get to Phoenix's office, you are immediately hit with the smell of burning hair and sulfur.
It's like I'm back on Jund.
So you take a left into his office, and Finnick is there with this dagger, and he is noticeably more bald than he was when you left. And patches, one eyebrow's missing, and part of his beard. He's got, he has neck beard on one side, but not on the other side. It's just like seared stubble, and he's got this a petrified lizard's tail, and he's just like poking this gem that is now inlaid in the hilt of the dagger, and he's just like drawing circles on the gem with it. Not saying anything, just like really focused on the circles that he's drawing on with this lizard's tail.
Oh God, I'm gonna interrupt him, and something terrible's gonna happen.
And then, as you not even before you have a chance to say anything, goes, and the lizard tail goes flying, and he sneezes, and the dagger falls off the table, and just falls on his side of the desk, and just poof, flames come flying up from the side of the table, or the desk, and just like singe him. And he just kind of looks up and he's like, perfect timing. It's still like smoke billowing off of what's left of his beard, which is now like just seared into his face.
Finnick, I see you still have one of your eyebrows. I thought you were finished already.
He's like, they'll grow back. And then he'll like feel which one is missing. He's like, oh, wait, this one doesn't grow back. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. And he said, I am almost finished with the dagger. And he's like, get this. I have called it. He picks it up. The kaboomerang. Huh? Because when you throw it, it explodes. And you can call it back to you. Oh, it's so exciting.
Like, Tigers was just like, it's not a... And then he's going to say, you can call it back to you. And he's going to, oh, I get it. Okay, that makes more sense. he's going to say, so what if I use it while I'm holding it?
It's like, you could do that. But then you don't have to call it back when you blow yourself up, I guess.
Teresa is going to nod and be like, saves a little bit of time.
And he says, well, I am still putting on the finishing touches, so it'll be a little bit before I'm able to get it back to you. And then he's like, but check it out. He stands up and focuses and holds his hand out, straight out, and the blade comes to him and like from the ground and appears in the palm of his hand. And whenever it appears in his hand, he just goes, well, that was weird. Anyway, I'll have it ready by tomorrow.
Did you just squeak?
I call it more like a goose honk. Oh, well.
Drew's just like going to scratch the side of his head behind his mask and just be like, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Seems ready to me.
I can, I guess, come back tomorrow morning and pick it up.
Sounds like a plan. I'm too excited. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight until it's done anyway. I expect to see you first thing in the morning.
Sounds good. All right.
And then
You can always.
he starts looking for the lizard tail that he dropped again.
I mean, you can always spend the night with him. That way, he definitely sees you first thing in the morning.
I mean, I could, but things might get a little heated in here.
But
But now Therese is gonna head back out to the others, and I'm guessing it's kind of getting late in the day now.
yeah, it is into the night now.
So Therese is going to meet back up with the others and suggest that we all catch some shut eye so that we're ready to go for tomorrow. So we've got tomorrow is the next part of the Marshall tournament, and then the day after that would be the Magic tournament.
Yes.
Did we get an ETA on when the archery might start?
Skip the archery tournament. We have a god to kill.
That's fair.
My character is completely over. Completely over showing off his skills. He's more interested in killing Heliod now.
That's fair.
One track mind.
We believed that, like, I guess this would be something we could talk about at some point. Would be Therese would probably bring up the fact that if one of us managed to win our respective tournament, then we could perhaps be granted a favor from Iroas, which might assist us in dealing with his brother, Perforos. I'm not really sure their familiar relation.
Mogus is
His
Iroas' twin. Yes. Well, yeah, they all kind of refer to each other as brother and sister.
Except for Heliod, who refers to himself as the Lord of all
Yes.
and is a pretentious asshole.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily make him not still their brother or sister.
He wants them to call him daddy.
Oh God.
Oh God. The fuck. Oh no.
I wish you didn't. I really wish you didn't.
Heliod casually commits genocide. Thassa shows up. What are you doing, big brother?
Be right back. I gotta go grab a Mountain Dew to wash this foul taste out of my mouth.
All you had to do was narrate, not suck him off.
Oh man. All right. Well, since he's doing that, I'm also gonna grab a water real fast. But
Okay, I'm back. Is everybody still here?
I'm here.
Me too.
Okay, so where are you guys going to bed down? You have options. You can either set up camp outside the city. You can pay for a room within the greater part of the city, or you can go to the Travelers District, I suppose. And
I have returned.
aha, 3 options for bedding down. You can camp outside the gates with a lot of the other travelers who can't afford to pay for a room. You can pay for a nicer place to stay within the main city, or you can go to the Travelers District and pay quite a bit less for less of a room.
Sorry. On my end, you broke up a little bit, but I think it was just me disconnecting temporarily. What was the second and third options?
Pay for a nicer room in the city proper, or paying for less than optimal housing in the Travelers District, which will be closer to Vriamu's quarters.
I mean, we've been camping outside on the freaking ground and caves and stuff most of the time, so I'm fine with suboptimal.
I could just go sleep in the library, honestly.
They won't let me. I don't know why. Something about threatening fire and all this other stuff. It's not a threat. It's just a fact.
Well, all things said and done, Kariki's pretty much ready to fall asleep where he's at, so
Yeah. Terus would probably actually he'd probably accompany Vriamu back towards his place and then find one of the cheap travelers' places. How much we talking?
it's like 5 copper pieces a night. It's very inexpensive per person, per bed.
So 2.5 copper for me.
Essentially.
No, I'll give him the 5 copper and get a full bed, and it'll just be like
Hmm.
sleeping on a king bed. Yeah. So yeah, Terus would have told you, Vriamu, that we might be able to, similar to like what we did with Afara, and we gained her favor. We might be able to do the same with Iroas and increase the chances of being able to speak with Perforos and get the weapon that we would need to be able to slay the god.
Did you tell him you were cheating, by the way?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was something that came up last session. Okay.
Would you like me to speak to Farika as well?
If you believe she would help. I'm not sure her relationship with Heliod.
I don't know. Probably not very good.
Doesn't seem any of them are on very good terms with Heliod.
He's kind of a twat.
Hit him multiple times.
After betraying his champion and killing her in cold blood with her own weapon. After she had already done things to save this place, like slaying the World Eater and taking down the usurper.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe if you wanted to, we could try and see if maybe she would be willing to help, perhaps making you a champion of hers.
Yeah. I'm going to go to her temple and talk to her.
Did you want me to attend, or did you want just to do
I
this
might
on your
as
own?
well.
Meh.
If for nothing else, if he decides to just strike me down, at least you guys will know why I didn't show up at the tournament tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or I might be able to have a sacrifice. I don't know. I mean,
Hey, Anameus, want to come with? No. I mean, like, you can. I'm not going to stop you if anybody else wanted to come, but it is getting pretty late in the night, though. So, are you muted again, Luke?
Indeed, I was. Okay. So, is everyone attending this thing with Inferica's Temple, or are you going to go bed down?
I am going to bed. Claw's going to bed. And I will pay the 4 copper for the cheap one. 5 copper, whatever.
Yes. What about you, Animeus? Where are you heading?
I'm going to the library.
all right, then. Taurus, let's go talk to a goddess.
There's no way at all this will ever go poorly.
Nope.
Okay, so Vriamu, you know from spending time in Farika's temple that the people who actually commune with Farika are brought to the Gorgons that are in the temple. There are 2 Gorgons that reside in the temple in the central chambers, and you have to let them know when you're coming in so they can prepare, and they wear blindfolds. And the way that you are able to commune with Farika is directly, but what they do is they give you this potion that sends you into a deep sleep. And
Okay.
it is concocted directly from the venom of the snakes on their head.
Awkward. So here's the thing. My character's immune to poison.
It's not really a poison at that point. It's more of a potion, but it's something that it's something that you need to know.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, he's already sleeping with the Gorgons. He might as well, drink their hair poison.
Okay, so you enter the temple, and I'm assuming that you let one of the non-Gorgon worshippers, acolytes, there we go, bad with words, know that you wish to commune with Afara, or not Afara, Farika. And they adorn a blindfold and head down into the main chamber, and let the Gorgons know that you're ready to see them. And they will come back up and let you know that they're ready to see you.
All right. I'm gonna, meditate for a moment before I go down there, because I haven't talked to one of the gods here yet, and they are different from the ones from my plane. The ones from my plane are a lot more involved, and I mean, like, We literally talk to them daily, like they're giant people. And sometimes they stab us. That's cool.
Your interpretation of cool and mine are vastly different.
My dude grew up in a hard place, man. Stabbing is just daily. It's just part of the daily routine.
Oh, so he's from Detroit?
I said stabbings, not carjackings.
They go hand in hand.
If you try to jack someone in a car with a knife, you're probably gonna have a bad time. All right, so I'm gonna head down to the depths of the temple so that I can speak to Farika. See if she wants some of the snake penis. I'm kidding. I'm definitely not gonna try to fuck a god unless it's their idea.
Who's to say it doesn't happen?
I mean, maybe she just likes to go all Zeus and is like, hey, I don't even need to transform for you.
Okay, so Bruce, are you following him down into the central chamber?
Yeah.
So as you go down in there, it's very poorly lit and it smells musty. There are tree roots growing everywhere, and there are different patches of different flowers and plants and other apothecary things like that growing about, and potion vials everywhere, and excuse me, a whole bunch of alchemy going on down here. And so there are two gorgons, one on either side of this large podium with the like an altar on it that has two snakes curving up behind it and coming and twisting together. And one of the gorgons senses you entering, and she just says, "Vriamu, it is so nice to see you again. But why the sudden interest in communing with Farika? It was never something you thought of before."
I need to ask her a favor. I have been given a quest and would like to seek her favor.
And the other gorgon moves forward, kind of getting in between you two and the door, and says, "Oh, and what is this quest, if I do ask?"
I have been tasked with the slaying of Heliod.
There's a long pause, and the first gorgon chuckles and says, "Do what?"
I said he just put that right out there, didn't he?
Yep.
Like,
Just straight up. There's a long pause. The first gorgon just kind of chuckles and says, "That does sound like something that the Vriamu I know would want to do." And she gives this big warm smile and says, "And you think Farika will give you her favor so you can accomplish this?"
I truly do not know. I do not know her. However, I do know that if one wants to kill, that poison is one of the most sure routes. And who better to ask than the master of all poison?
Second Gorgon says, "Indeed, this is true. Now, are you ready to commune with Farika?"
I am.
And one of them will look to you, Tarus, and say, "And why is it you are here? Do you just wish to see the process, or do you wish to join him?"
He is joining me on this quest. So if Farika has words for him, then she might also have words for me.
She'll nod and say, "I see. Well, but one moment. Please, get up on the podium." And she'll gesture for both of you to approach the podium.
I'm gonna haul my massive ass onto the podium. Would hey Taurus, would you like me to lay as a ramp so that you can crawl up?
Therese is just gonna like look at you, trying to figure out if you're like joking or not. And he's like, "I can manage."
Suit yourself.
One second, fellas. Yep, I'm being summoned. Be right back.
All right.
Okay, I'm back. So you both make it up onto this this altar. And the Gorgons move about, and they go over to the apothecary table, and they pick up these bowls, and the bowls have this green smoke coming out of them, almost like the one pictured. What do you think? And they approach you both, and each one bows and hands out the bowl to either one of you.
I'm gonna let Tauros grab one first. That way it doesn't look like I'm picking favorites between my the two of them.
Which one's cuter?
Vriamu, you tell me.
I mean, is he asking me which one's cuter?
I mean, no, like is
I mean, as far as I can tell, they look the same.
wow racist.
I mean,
They're pretty similar.
it's my race, so
Yeah, I guess just whichever one has the cuter face that I can see. Teresa would just like walk up to them and take the offering and like I'm guessing we take it back and then like we step forward, grab it, step back.
Yeah, well, they approach you as you're already on the altar, so like you're there, and they just present it to you to take.
Gotcha. So I'll take it, then I'll glance over at Vriamu and give him a wink, and then just I'm guessing do we inhale the vapors or do we drink the drink?
You drink
we
the
drink
drink.
the drink.
So he's gonna just poison's fun.
Down the hatch. All right, so I'm gonna quaff this wonderful snake juice.
So I'm pretty sure you're immune to poison. I'm pretty sure I have advantage against it.
Excuse me, took a gassy fit. Okay. Yeah. As you take the bowls, it smells like a pungent sweetness. And you bring it up, take your first drink, and it's a very stout flavor, but like a musky strong, but it isn't unpleasant. And you finish the bowls, and the gorgons simply stand waiting on either side of you, and you begin to grow sleepy, and the ground starts spinning beneath you. And whenever you lay your head down and close your eyes, the darkness just thickens. Like it seems overwhelmingly dark. There is no end to the depth of this darkness. And you fall spinning into the darkness until you stop and you float. And all around you, you see that these like mangrove trees start growing everywhere in this thick underbrush. And you're hovering, standing, or whatever the equivalent of that may be if you're Vriamu.
Existing.
Yeah, just inches off the swampy but clear water, if that makes any sense. And everything around you, the shadows are bathed in the light of Nyx. And you hear a voice, a distant voice, that says, Vriamu, I was curious when you would finally get the gall to show yourself.
Hello, mistress. You sound displeased.
Well, let's just say it's not every day that one of you outworlders decide to imitate one of my own. I can honestly say that I can take some offense to that, and you bed yourself with my oracles. Seems a little bold if I say so myself.
Ah, well, mistress, I had assumed that you were my kind. Well, not you, but they were my kind. And as to the betting, uh, that was the path that they pursued. If I have caused any offense, you have my apologies, mistress.
And when you say this, this massive figure comes moving through the underbrush and approaches you. And looks down on you and says, "Well, there is a bit of offense. I can see that you are still noble at heart. And, despite you not being from our world, which I still do not truly understand, I believe that there is some use that can be garnered from your arrival."
How may I be of service to you, mistress?
I'm sure you've been made aware of my brother's doings in the Pantheon and how he sees himself above everyone else. This is not true. And he is bringing great imbalance to the Pantheon. While I do not wish my brother's death, I do wish for him to be taken from this ridiculous seat of power he's put himself in.
I shall slay him or weaken him as you command, mistress. In fact, I come seeking your favor for just that task.
And she says, well, I can definitely use you. So we will put it this way. If you can manage, with my blessing, to take Heliod down a couple notches, then I will forgive you for your blasphemy, claiming yourself as one of my own. Phoenix has told me about you outworlders, and she looks at you, Tarus, as well, saying, we know that you are powerful. As one of you were able to slay the king's stranger. But that does not mean that we will not keep a close eye on you.
Yeah, I mean,
Always.
I don't think Tarus would really have anything to respond with. That's understandable, honestly.
And she leans down closer, and the snakes on her shoulders make their way around the both of you and create this this serpentine ring that is very close to her face. And she
Isn't
says,
Tarus married now?
She leans forward and says, Vriamu, you have my blessing. I will don you as my champion to bring Heliod out of this ridiculous phase that he is going through. And one of the snake's heads will rise up, and she will bring her cup underneath it, and it will just start pouring venom out into the cup. And she reaches forward, and as she reaches forward, the cup shrinks to about your size, and she presents it to you in the palm of her hand.
I reach out and I take it and I bow and say, "Thank you for your blessing, my mistress. It shall be as you command." And then I down that bad boy like it's not going to rot my insides.
And when you drink it, you feel power. Like just a sudden surge of power, like physical raw power. And doesn't really have any adverse effects, but you, Taurus, you can feel the power radiating out of him. And then it just dissipates. And Freaky says, "Now go, my champion.
My
Put
mistress,
my brother in his place."
my mistress, before
And
I
then
go,
she moves back, and the trees and water and everything dissipate, and the ground starts to spin again, and then you are just jarred awake in the temple again.
Can you hear us, Luke?
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 hello.
I don't think you can hear us.
Hello.
Ulu?
I turned my volume down again.
Gosh dang it, Luke.
I can't help it. It rubs against my tummy.
Before she left, I actually had a gift for her.
Oh, okay. Well, rewind.
You're not going to sacrifice me, are you?
I say, my mistress, before you go, I have a gift for you as well. And I pull out one of my poisoned arrows. And I say, this is coated with my own poison, a substance I haven't found here on this plane. It is produced by my people, and in this case, by me specifically. Please, I wish you to take it and add my poison to your knowledge and to your power.
And with this is the first time she's given even any inkling of emotion, but there is a very small wry smile that you can see as she reaches out with her massive clawed hand and takes your arrow and brings it up close to her face, looks at it and says, yes, this is very unique. I thank you, Vriamu.
You are most welcome, my mistress.
And then the aforementioned go put my brother in his place things happen. And you are jarred awake in the temple.
Well, Taurus, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And you didn't die.
I've had weirder trips, but so he's gonna look at you and be like, "Well, that worked out."
Yeah.
Chosen of Pyreka.
Baller.
So now we have 3 blessings from 3 different gods in the group. I like it.
Which ones do we have?
You have Ifara's blessing for Kariki, and then Claw has to do with Kyranos, as he is Kyranos' paladin. And then we have Farika.
Nice.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty
So you find yourself back in the temple with the Gorgons.
Hello, ladies.
Teresa is just gonna like give them a grin and then remember that Farika took offense to them laying with Riamu, and he's just gonna be like slowly put his arms back down, just be like, "It is a pleasure to see you again. I will be leaving now."
They just kind of let Taurus leave. Don't say anything to you, but they turn to Vriamu, and one of them says, "So, did you find what you sought?"
I did. Thank you for your assistance. Though she was not happy about our escapades.
Cavorting.
She says, "Oh, and why is that?"
She was offended that I had the gall to lay with her oracles.
And the other one will just sigh and pop her snaky hip out to one side and be like, "Well, I suppose that's something we'll have to deal with as well."
Maybe y'all can talk with her and she will change her mind.
Or she'll kill you and find new ones that are less promiscuous.
Tell her about my double penis.
You get entirely too much entertainment out of that fact.
It's a pretty funny fact.
It is fantastic. The best thing about it is only one is actually used for insemination. The other one is used to make a cum plug to stop up the female.
There you go.
Today on Things I Didn't Want to Know.
And the other Gorgon will come over and like say, "Well, despite this unfortunate revelation," and she will take her hand and rub it on your shoulder and say, "Don't be a stranger."
I've already pissed off the gun. Might as well keep going.
Right? I mean, there's nothing that she can do that's gonna unfuck them.
Oh, this is glorious. Oh, that's fantastic. So we'll say it takes Vriamu about 2.5 hours to come out of the temple, and Taurus is just kind of waiting.
I don't think I would. Like, I feel like I'd be headed out, and if I hear some stuff going on, I'll just be like, I'll catch him tomorrow.
I mean, I probably wasn't gonna leave the temple. I'd sleep there anyway.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair.
Wow.
Taurus walks away, and then the boombox just starts jamming Toxic Love.
Nah, Poison by Alice Cooper.
Even better. Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to say that's going to be the end of that because I'm not going to make you do any like performance checks or roll
Appreciate
for
it.
Constitution or any of that stuff. So,
I've got a pretty high constitution.
yeah, I know. Wait, would that mean you have advantage since there's two? Never mind. All right, Tarus. Floors are yours. What you doing?
Oh, I was just gonna head back and find some place to crash for the night. It's probably pretty late or early in the morning at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty late. This whole ordeal took like 2 hours to go through, so it's getting close to late evening. So I assume you know which building Claw and Kariki ended up crashing in.
I mean, it wouldn't matter.
Uh,
Unless there are multiple different super cheap places to sleep, then
um,
and even then, like we would just be able to. It's a lot.
yeah. Like I said, it's a bunch of. I actually didn't pull your tab over here before, and I just realized. Anyway, yeah, there's quite a bit of space here, quite a few places.
Yeah, I would probably just ask one of the attendants if they had seen which way the cat folk went. Be like, yeah, it's I was hoping to find out where the cat folk went, being as he is a chosen of Keranos. I thought it might be best to remain near his side.
And she gives you the person who sells the rooms gives you the you know Beta Zeta or whatever uh building number that they're in, and as soon as you get there you find Kariki still with the keg but he's passed out on one of the chairs outside.
Dedication. And they're gonna like finish off the drink he's probably still got in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna head in and try and find a place to just find a place where I just stop walking and just fall forward onto a bed.
And that is what happens.
I don't like that we have a battle map for this area.
Why do you not like the battle map for this area?
I don't know. This seems a little unnerving. That's fine. Kariki's on watch.
Yeah, he's totally on watch. Which way is up and down? Dang it! I think I turned my volume off. Speak to me, fellas.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Ooh.
Okay. This headset confuses me. Oh. Hold on a second. So, Claw, would you have been asleep by the time Tarus gets there?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's much bigger than I thought it would be.
Before my character goes to bed, by the way, he wants to make another poisoned arrow.
Okay. Okay, that's much better. I'm growing more and more confused as time goes on as to how I messed this up so royally.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
What'd you do?
I don't know. I think I ruined every bit of everything.
Well, how can we unruin it?
Um. Hmm. I've forgotten how to link tokens to a new new thing?
When you have a handout, you can when you click on it, you can go to edit. If you have the handout or the not the handout, if you have the character open, you can go to edit at the top right, and there should be an option that says token in the middle left.
Yep, it says use selected token.
So then you would just select the token that you want to use on the map, and then save that token as your use selected token.
It's not creating tokens for me. I might just have to go to a new page and figure it out.
Yeah, you have to make the token previously. So like if you create a token and then put it on a map, then you can use that token as a saved token. So like if you were to open up Claw's character sheet on this map, you could click on Claw's face right here where his token is, and then you could use that as a selected token, but you have to physically have the token already.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to close out of Roll20 because every page that I'm going to is screwed up.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same page over and over again.
Gross.
So I guarantee I'm going to log back in. There's going to be like a million of these tokens that I've been trying to create.
Uh-oh.
And we're just going to leave it with how many I created. Oh, would you look at all of those things that are there, ready to kill you? Oh God, not that many things. Don't do that many things.
No.
Okay, that's a substantial amount of things. Let me see if it works now. Okay. So, all right. Open this back up. Edit. Use selected. Save changes.
That was unintentional.
Oh
What'd you
my.
do?
Hi.
Yay, that gives me time to fix it.
Woo!
Go away, Facebook. You're distracting. Keeps on booping and beeping and bleeping and blopping. No. All right, so blow that up, bring it over here. Character sheet. Dang it. Okay. So Tyler got kicked out of. Okay.
I guess while we're still waiting on him to come back, I'll use the restroom real fast.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go find something to munch on. I'm starting to get hungry. Be right back.
And I'm back. Anybody hear me?
I'm here.
Same handset earpiece. Oh, never mind.
Hello?
Sup?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
I think I can hear you.
Oh, you need to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Sweet.
On camera. I haven't been there.
Okay, hold on, I'll for-
I'm sorry.
Yay, Tyler's back, and I found a Slim Jim.
Yay!
Oh, you. No, what is that? What is Bixby?
Oh,
I hit the wrong
it's
button.
gonna be like, hey, I'm Bixby. Yeah. Did you order food?
No. I didn't know you.
Is everyone here?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Okay. So, about midway through the night, not really important that it's time for watch change because, You're in the confines of the city. But Claw, you find yourself being startled awake.
Do I know by what?
What about what?
Do I know by what? Like, was it a sound?
It's like an intuition. Also, you're staticky.
Fun. I'm going to reach for my my glaive and pop out of the little shack that we're sleeping in, and try to look around outside.
Okay, when you step out, Kariki is still passed out, sleeping in the chair. And you stop and listen for a moment. And I want you to roll me perception.
Woo! It's going to be the best perception ever.
I hope it is. Okay, so you focus and you hear the clop of hooves slightly, and it kind of echoes through the buildings a little bit, but it's more of like a clop clop, and then as if multiple sets of hooves clop after the first set. So clop clop, could clop, clop clop.
So it's not in like the normal cadence of a horse on cobblestone.
Correct.
Do I know which direction it's coming from?
Kind of from a northerly, westerly direction.
I'm going to poke Creaky with the backside of my glaive, like the butt end, and try to get him to try to wake him up.
Kuriki's still sleepy.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Sleepy Kariki.
Sleepy Kariki.
Almost said Akira.
Kariki's still a sleepy.
Kariki sleepy. Got it. All right, then I'm going to go into the hut. I'm assuming Terus and Animeus are sleeping in the same building as us.
Animeus is still in the library.
Okay,
I'm sleeping. I'm in there and I'm asleep.
so I'm going to kind of kick Terus's bed and try to wake him up.
Yeah. 5 more minutes.
Wake up, we have company.
Did the snake ladies come back?
No, I think we have. I'm trying to remember the name. Dang it. I think there's some satyrs coming for us. Either that or some minotaurs.
I could use some barbecued goat. Which way are they coming from?
The north. And I will point towards the north.
So Truce is gonna like walk out, I'm guessing with Claw and kind of look up towards the north to try and see if he sees anything.
Yeah. I do not have time to don my armor, so I'll adjust my AC accordingly.
Your way.
You don't sleep in your armor?
Why would anyone sleep in their armor? That's awful.
Have you seen how much armor my character has to wear? It's hard to take off, damn it.
A true warrior sleeps in their armor.
So, Tarus, Creaky's not waking up. You wanna wake him?
He did. Like, so did.
He's super dead. Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Kariki and kind of slap him a little bit, trying to wake him up. But Therese also say he did drink basically his body weight in alcohol yesterday. So
Looks like it's just us.
that's a pretty good constitution.
Yep. You were able to jostle him awake. He is not even close to coherent.
I'm gonna I'm debating right now.
So I call her.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of post where I am right now, taking a look down this road to wait for our guests, because I'm just assuming they're coming for us.
I can come and help. I've got my ult to finish it off. Lean it. There he is.
Is the noise loud enough that I can hear it at the temple?
I would say that most noise you hear is muffled by the sound snoring of snake ladies.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you said you're looking.
Looking up here.
Let me get all my proper pages open. Why do I keep closing these pages out? I need them. I do not need them closed.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna get my love and go away. I don't want to know. They're gonna want to kill me really badly. I've only died the once.
Okay, you're able to hear the scratching of hooves, like on wood. At this time, it's not just like a clunk, 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 clunk on the cobblestone. You hear like a struggle against wood.
I'm wondering if Tarus hears this now too.
Yep, Tarus would hear this as well.
I'll just turn to Tarus and point upwards towards the roof.
all in going mid.
About what area are you pointing to? Can you highlight it for me?
On top of our roof.
Okay, so the sound was still kind of coming from over in this direction. Sorry, I didn't mean to ping.
Yeah, I think he was just telling me that they might be on the roof.
Oh,
Or,
okay.
coming via roofs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I was looking for a way to see if I could get up on top.
Haha.
Okay, you do know about the different stacks of barrels that were around whenever you came walking through. Had to, even as small as you are, squeeze your way in between through some of the alleys like this. And the buildings are pretty squat. They're only about like 8 feet tall at the edge of the like the bottom edges of the roofs, and 10 feet tall in the center. So it wouldn't be way too difficult to climb up these barrels to get on the onto the roof.
Yeah. Then I'm going to do that and try and see if I can't
But we do need to start getting some boards. We got four of them now.
climb my way up on top of the roof.
Okay, you have dark vision, correct?
I believe so. Yes, I do.
So once you reach this point,
Then go.
you're going to see a minotaur skulking its way through in this alley. And give me just 1 second. And it doesn't seem to notice you.
God, I wish I had that so fast.
I'm going to lean over the side of the roof here, and I'm going to tap next to Claw's head, and I'm going to point down the alleyway. And then I'm going to basically make the devil's horn symbol and put them up to my head, and then realize that I already have horns. And then just kind of like look at my hand for a second and just point back again towards the hallway.
All right. I'm going to nod and cast Shield of Faith on myself.
And I'm actually going to once you let me see what this says.
Let's take this lane over here.
Okay, Mage Hand doesn't require concentration, so I am going to summon a Mage Hand as well. And I'm going to have it pour me a drink out of the keg.
Alrighty then.
Tag the ages.
So is the Minotaur coming towards us?
Okay. So it is currently, sorry, other stuff going on. Currently moving through. And It gets up to this point before it it notices you. So I'm going to allow you to have a sneak attack round before we roll true initiative.
I believe Claw probably has a higher dex than I do. So
I have 14 or a
Oh.
modifier of 2.
okay, I guess I am faster than you are then. My dex is 17.
Definitely a higher dex than me.
Yeah. So does this does he look menacing like he's coming for us?
He looks like he has something that he is supposed to be doing, but he doesn't specifically look like he is targeting your building. He comes through and he just looks around, like he looks up this way first and just kind of waits. He doesn't even think to look this way. He just takes a look to the left. But he is down low and has his axe out at the ready.
I feel like that's enough. I feel like Teresa is paranoid enough to think that everyone who is trying to be a murderous asshole is probably looking to fight us as well. So yeah, I am. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I am going to have the mage hand dump the alcoholic beverage on top of him and then hit him with a firebolt. Am I muted? No.
No, okay. Yeah, sorry, was typing. Hold on, phone's ringing. I doubt it's for me, but I'm gonna wait and see. Okay. So you said your mage hand, you send it over to dump the drink onto the Minotaur, and then you hit it with a firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mage hand proceeds to dump on the Minotaur, and it is immediately startled and almost falls down. It is startled so bad and slams against this building, and then that's when your firebolt comes at it.
Since this is a sneak attack round, do I get advantage?
Yes, you do.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
That's a dead man.
Jesus Christ! That 19 on the 2d10.
That's beautiful. 19, 28, 30. That's 33.
Yep, 33. Then whatever you want to do with the alcohol, that's up to you.
Yep. So your firebolt, as this guy slams against the building, comes flying through and hits him square in the face, and it ignites the alcohol, and he just starts burning, like he's just on fire. And he starts flailing around and rolling around on the ground trying to put himself out.
We should name a music festival after this guy.
Burning Minotaur?
Hell yeah.
Fire Festival.
Hey, come on, baby.
Okay. So he is currently aflame. And anything else from you, Tarus?
Teresa is going to be looking up and down the hallway to see if there's more, but I'll leave this one to Claw.
All right, so I'm going to take a nice little 5-foot step. I wish 5-foot step was part of 5th edition, personally. And I'm gonna try to finish this dude before he alerts the others, which is probably too late.
Oh yeah, he's screaming.
Since he's prone, is that at advantage or not?
Yes, it is.
So, not sure if a 15 hits.
That does hit.
All right, and then one more attack. And that would be a crit with the glaive. So, what exactly do I roll?
Okay, let's bring this up again.
This motherfucker got double crit. He has just the worst day.
Oh, come on. Please don't tell me. Okay. So when you roll a nat 20, you roll a d6. And then, so go ahead and roll me a d6.
Yeah.
And then you will roll your damage roll x plus 1 times, where x is the number rolled on the d6. The extra d6 damage is done as electric damage.
So I need to roll damage one more time then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1d10 plus 4. So it'll be 21 slashing and then 10 electric damage.
Okay, tell me how you beat, like, absolutely obliterate this guy.
I'm just trying to get him quiet. I
Okay.
don't. It's. I'm kind of. This is a mercy kill, really. Mercy kill and try not to alert anyone else. So I'm aiming to silence him by going for his throat.
Okay. So you successfully gouge him in the throat, and much to your disappointment, I guess, he gets hit by a straight up lightning bolt. Boom! From
Out
the
of
sky.
nowhere,
Out of nowhere, he is hit by a lightning bolt.
he has been smited,
He has been smitten, smoted.
smooted.
Reduced to the past tense.
So yeah, and he just like is burnt to a crisp, gouged, smell of burning hair. There's like nothing left of this guy.
I'm gonna turn to Tarus and say, I hope you like your steaks well done.
Flash fried.
It's probably still juicy on the inside. It's just crisp on the out. It's been seared.
Why do I do this? Okay.
Yay! More initiative time.
Yes. And now that is when Vriamu is alerted to the lightning strike in the city.
The fuck? Which direction is the temple?
The temple is to the east, so you would be coming in
It's a nice summer
Here.
day. There's no storms. Oh God.
here,
Turning where?
right here in the top right corner.
Ah.
Yeah, and I will say you will come in one turn from now.
Okay.
Oh, I see how it is.
What?
Nice.
So, Adameus, what are you doing right now? Up there, all cozy in the library.
At this point, I probably fell asleep in a stack of scrolls.
Would you say you're woken up by the lightning strike?
Want me to roll for it?
That's up to you, man.
How loud would you say that is?
How loud is thunder when it's right in your ear, man? It's pretty dang loud.
I'd probably be woken up from it.
The classic sounds of Paw Patrol.
Oh, I actually like that show. It's riddled with stupid puns. So is that your initiative roll?
Yep.
Okay.
Quite unfortunately. It's actually a little bit higher. It's 8. I used the wrong mod for my dex.
You know what I did just found out recently? Jack of all trades ability applies to initiative rolls.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
it is
seems busted AF.
technically a skill check.
technically it is.
All right, Creaky. How heavy of a sleeper are you?
So, do we know where these things are? Or
Yes.
there are even more?
From your vantage point, you actually see 2 of them on the roof here.
Hmm.
And Claw, will you roll me a perception?
A glorious 7.
Okay, you can see the ones on the roof too.
Yay!
Oh. Okay, so Claw, it is your go.
So how steep is the pitch on these roofs?
I mean, Minotaur probably aren't super nimble.
So what you got, Claw?
I'm wondering how steep the angle of the roof is.
I don't think it's too steep. Luke, did you happen to figure out? Are you muted again?
Hello.
Luke.
Hello.
Lucas.
Did he mute himself again?
Probably.
Cool. In the meantime, we can listen to Paw Patrol.
Yep.
It's really cold. It's icy. Really
Well, Luke's dead forever. Oh, he's not even in chat anymore.
Oh no.
He's not in this either. In Roll 20.
That's what I meant.
Okay. Here. Go ahead.
I wonder if he died.
He's also not in the chat.
His internet went
Shannon,
kaput.
go sit.
He did. Like super dead.
Just play this game, okay?
Like,
Like,
about
did he text you or something?
no. I'm just assuming his internet went out. Or his computer crashed or something. Because he's gone from the Hangouts as well.
Oh, crap. Okay, then I guess we need to stop the screen share, and because he's not going to be able to get back in. He never is able.
Yeah. I'm on Facebook waiting for his message right now for
Yeah.
a new Hangouts.
That's a bummer. Hi.
No. Depending on the grade of the roof, I was going to Misty Step up top and deal with the Minotaurs from the other side of the roof. I don't know if that would be like half cover or anything, depending on the grade.
My plan is to slither up on the roof and shoot them bitches.
Yeah, I was actually planning on using Mage Hand to just push one of them off the roof.
That works as well. Oh, he's back.
I see Lucas back in there.